I take God beg you, if the marriage is not working, if the relationship is not working, please just leave. Please. I saw this man's video on WhatsApp. He's called ASP Leramo Caleb. Reports have it that his wife carry knife, comot in John Thomas, and then in the process of it, like in revenge or something, he carried a sharp object, knock am for head, and all of them by. If you see the video on WhatsApp, Jesus.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ o, ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o, ẹ di ọdún bí o, ẹ ṣeun, ẹ kú fẹ́ o, gbogbo ẹ̀yin ajàfẹ́ni fẹ́tọ̀ ẹni, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jà fún Harry Gold, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín, mo dúpẹ́ o. Mi mọ̀ yín, Ọlọ́run mọ̀ yín o, mi mọ̀ yín, àdániwáyé ọmọ yín o, ẹ kú fẹ́ ànábì lára mi.
We are going to be talking about marriage today. See, it's better you leave your marriage than to live this life. Fi marriage yẹn lẹ̀, ó dájú kó fi ilé ayé lẹ̀ lọ. Now, a lot of people are saying, why are you saying fi marriage yẹn lẹ̀? See, this is it. When you are married, if you are in a marriage and the level of the marriage is getting toxic, then the level of the toxicity in that marriage is becoming unbearable. That means you are no longer safe in that marriage. So it is better you leave that marriage before that marriage leaves you. Because when there is a domestic violence in a particular marriage and it has gotten to a point, marriage yẹn máa padà fi ẹ́ lẹ̀ ni tí o bá fi marriage yẹn lẹ̀. Now, this is my analysis. A lot of people will say, especially Yoruba people. I don't want to say Yoruba people. I just want to quote. I want to quote Yoruba context in this scenario. Some people are avoiding. They are avoiding what people will say. Kí làwọn èèyàn máa sọ? What would they say if I leave this marriage now? Eventually, I already have one kid or two kids for this man. Eventually, if I remarry, then I will have another kid. Eventually, if another thing happens and I leave that marriage, and I will have another kid for that, it will now turn out to be like you are having like 4 kids for 4 different men. Yoruba will say, "Ombi moka bi ediye." Ọmọ mẹ́rin, bàbá mẹ́rin. Yeah, our people will say that. If it is that, it's better. It's better for people to say all those things to you than for you not to be safe. Ó dá kí àwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹ, kó máa sọ̀rọ̀ wọn lẹ́yìn ju kí o wá kú sínú marriage yẹn lọ. Because the level of toxicity in marriage these days, àwọn nǹkan tá à ń gbọ́. Look at that woman, that gospel singer. According to the information we got, though I think the case is still in court, 2022 lọ́rọ̀ yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀. That viral news, that woman Osinachi, the woman crying, allegedly, according to the woman crying from domestic violence. So you see what I'm trying to say. You see what a lot of people will still be alive if they have left their marriages, but because they are scared of what people will say, they will now remain there. Some people will even say, àwọn ìyá wa yẹn wọ́n máa endure that all those our parents they have endured so much with our fathers and this one, they are still, most of them, God, they are single mothers. Most of our mothers, most of them now are single mothers as a result of one thing or the other. Now, some people will even say, what would the people in the church, what will people in my church say if I leave my marriage? People will now start, gossiping. They will now be saying things that me, I left my marriage, this one, I'm a single. If you are going to be a single mother and be safe, it's better. And I always say this to women. Women, if you are in a marriage, don't lose guard. Don't lose guard. When I say lose guard, work on yourself. Work on yourself. Empower yourself. That is economic empowerment. Try and do something for yourself. Don't say, because a lot of women, especially in our society, they will say, ọkọ lolórí ilé, that the man is the head of the house, that the man normally will provide for everything in the house. I don't have to do anything. Some people, some women, they will have resources, but because of that mentality, my husband will take care of everything, they will just lose guard. When something happens, they will now be stranded. Some people, it is because of economic reasons. That's why some women are still in their marriages, because the fear of the unknown. How am I going to cope? How am I going to take care of myself? Who will pay the bills if I leave this man now? How am I going to get another house? Who will pay for the house rent? Who will pay for the food? Who will be taking care of me? Economic reasons. Economic reasons yẹn lẹ́lòmíì ṣiṣẹ́ wà nínú marriage yẹn tó fi pa ẹlòmíì sínú marriage yẹn. So I always say it, women, the fact that you are a married woman does not mean that you cannot do something for yourself. It does not mean that you cannot do a business. You cannot invest in something that will be making money, that you'll be making money for yourself. So that way, economically, you are empowered. So if something happens, if the level of the toxicity in your marriage is getting unbearable, you can leave. The fear of the unknown will not be there. Yes, look at that thing that happened to that police officer in Ekiti. That both of them, they find themselves at the end of the day. Allegedly, they said the man caught the woman with a concubine. The police officer, that man was a police officer. He arrested the concubine. The case got out of hand. This one, that one. It got to a point when the woman maybe put something, spiked the man's food. The man was weak. Then the woman caught the man's dollar. Then the little strength the man had, he used it to ogun woman. Yeah. He pined the woman. Eventually, the man took pine. Both of them are deposited in this thing. Ọlọ́jà wọn sí àméjèèjì uncle. The marriage, the toxicity in that marriage was too much. If the domestic violence in your marriage is too much, get out. Kúrò nínú marriage yẹn, ẹlòmíràn sọ pé àwọn ará church òun, ẹlòmíràn ní àwọn ará mosque òun, àwọn ará sàlátù, àwọn people in my area, what would they say? See, forget what they will say. Your safety comes first. So, in all of this, that being said, me, I'm a lover of love, because èmi náà níyàwó nílé. I'm a lover of love. I love when two people are in love. I love when the marriage is sweet. I'm an advocate of marriage. I'm an advocate of love. I love when two people are in. But me, what's up, bóyá you are married as a woman. Then you are saying your husband is cheating on you. My husband is cheating on me. My husband is cheating on me. I will leave him. Koto tori o. If your husband is cheating on you, koto tori. But this does not give you the laxity to start messing around. Because if you don't cheat, don't mess around. To ba lọ kó scafilogongo, to lọ kó disease, to lọ kó STD wálé, ó máa kó fún ìyàwó ẹ̀ ni. You will now use your own selfish interest to affect every other person in your family. It can lead to pine. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa check here. Let us be moderate in our doings. Ẹ̀yin ọkùnrin. Yes. So now back to this topic. The fact that on cheat, èmi ò rò pé tó torí. You guys can work it out. You guys can work it, because if you are leaving your husband because he is cheating on you, who told you that the next man you are going to marry will not cheat? Nobody is holy. We are men. Sometimes people will say we are polygamous in nature, but at the end of the day, that is the truth. It's not only in our society, it is everywhere, even in America. There was a woman that said she left her fiancé to date R. Kelly. Because the fiancé was cheating on her. She left that man. She started dating R. Kelly. Not be juju be that. But what I'm saying is, ẹ̀yin ọkùnrin, and kini, this thing does not necessarily apply to only the women. No, there are some women in some marriages that some women can get so violent in a marriage. In some marriages, some women can get so violent. But the ratio, I think, is about 90-10. Yes, so it goes both ways. But this video is directed at the women generally. Look at what happened with that woman, that Okonlomo and his wife, the one that happened in America a few weeks ago. Though they are still on it, I hope they can find a common ground and settle the issues, because I'm an advocate of love. I don't like to see people, I don't like to see marriages break up. No. You get. Then the other one that happened, it happens everywhere. And these days, it's getting more rampant. Some people are being scared. They are scared of being tagged as black sheep. They say, oh mama, pè mí ní black sheep. Èmi nìkan, I'm not married. See, it is not important. Your safety comes first. Another thing I want to highlight in this video is very, very key. See, sometimes the rate at which some women get jealous is toxic. The kind of jealousy some women bring to the table in a marriage is toxic. Let us learn. Some women will go to any length to get the password to her husband's phone so she can be prognosing in business that does not concern her. I'm sorry to say, but it's the truth, because sometimes your peace of mind matters. Some people will now go to the extreme to start looking for a password that is not lost. Once they now open the phone, eventually they will now begin to see a lot of secrets that will give them heartbreak. So the level of jealousy in some women, don't let me mention it. There is a popular musician that he and the wife, I think they have separated now. The level of jealousy in some women, and I'm so sorry to say, we have to cut down the level of our jealousy, because it can affect the whole thing. At the end of the day, no man in this world, I repeat, no man is holy. You cannot find a saint anywhere in any man. There is no saint anywhere. Forget it. Some people, we are just managing it. So you get the level at which we do things. I'm a man too. I know how all these things work. We run game, we run things. But man, he's not giving you the laxity to start messing around. No, don't do that. If you are doing something, if you are engaging in an extramarital affair, and it is becoming, you know that it is becoming detrimental to your marriage, you better stop. Don't do that. Most of these things, most of the times, when you are engaged as a man, when you are engaging in an extramarital affair, you will know when that thing is getting to a point where your side chick is becoming something else. By the time your side chick is telling you that, why maybe you have bought a car for your wife at home now, buy me one now, buy me a car now, it is getting to one level. The toxicity in that relationship is not only in marriages that we experience toxicity. It happens in relationships. So if that thing is becoming unbearable, even in relationship, better japa. By the time your side chick is now beginning to compare herself to your wife at home, just know that there is a trouble. Once you sense that, move, japa, ma duro. Ọkùnrin mi, ó máa jẹ ìyálà yáyà tó bá di old age. What I'm saying is, some men, they can't suffer where they go suffer at their old age, because the way they have maltreated their wives at the beginning of that marriage, they have done some terrible things to that woman or to the women. Some women will wait for you till you get old before they will now give it to you water. That is why ẹlòmíì ṣe máa ń ráre nígbẹ̀yìn ayé ẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì tó bá ti di old age, when you get to that old age, you will be vulnerable. You won't be able to do things on your own. It is what you have done to your spouse that will now determine the kind of treatment your spouse will give you at that old age. Some people, some husbands, they will be running riot around the house. If some man comes into the house like this, them are like da. Any little thing, by any little argument, oti big badu fun gas. See what you are doing. The implication of what you are doing, you might not repeat now. You will repeat when you get old and when you are no longer strong. Ìgbà lóbìnrin máa wá jáde tán fún ẹ. Ló máa fi rí pé ẹlòmíì tó bá ti dàgbà, tó ti dé èjì kan tó jẹ́ pé the wife will not be there for him, or the kids will not be there for him, because when he was young, when he was strong, he was running amok. He was acting like a dictator in the house. Nobody can tell him anything. Nobody can. We all make mistakes. When some men make mistakes and the wife accidentally correct them, you will hear, what do you know? How dare you correct me? Some men act like that around the household. They'll be acting like they'll be acting like a dictator in the house. It's supposed to be a collective effort. You know, you guys are a couple. You are supposed to be there, coexist peacefully. Stop seeing yourself like a superior being. Some men, they act like demigod. If you see them around the house, the wife will not even be able to see anything. That's why some men cannot relocate abroad, because once they know that once you cross, when you cross that boundary, you are gone. Because of this, your attitude. Give your wives some chances. Stop running amok in the house. Obìnrin mi kò tí ní sọ yọ̀kan bá wá ìgbájú mẹ́ta ọkọ ẹ̀ máa ti gbà. If that woman does not leave you, that woman, she is keeping all those nonsense you are doing in a cooler. Tó bá ti di old age, ó máa jáde tán fún ẹ, ó máa jáde tán fún ẹ. In a way you will not. That's why you see a lot of men when they are old, they will not be, you know, when they are old, wọ́n máa ń di dáadáa. Wọ́n máa ṣẹ̀gbọ̀nsẹ̀ sára, wọ́n máa tọ̀ sára. Ìyà tán fi jẹ àwọn family wọn gbà tán kéré tán strong yẹn, ìyà ẹ máa padà jẹ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, I'm telling you, write it down. If you are a man and you are watching this video and you are that type of man, you better stop and apologize to your wife and your kids that Emma Binu, I'm sorry, I won't do this anymore. Please, let us learn how to love peacefully. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ̀yin obìnrin, let me conclude this video. Ẹ̀yin obìnrin, if you know that you are not safe in that marriage, get out. Open. It's better you get out of that marriage. You could get a call. My name is Jeff Owolewa. See you some other time. Hala.